Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. So today I'm going back to the most original decks, the first decks that I ever had. Just that you don't think that I ever had the most original WAITE decks. And this is actually the first or second deck. I think that the next deck that I'm going to use is the first deck that I ever had, and this one is the second one. After I used this deck for a long time, then I started buying a lot of other Rider-Waite decks and then other decks. But this is the go-to deck that I usually use. And I also bought a smaller pocket size deck that I used to use in my readings, and I will show you those decks as well in my readings on my Tarot Corner, which is smaller. So if I wanted to do a Celtic roster for a client, for example, it was easier to use a smaller pocket size deck. But yesterday, I woke up late after the Thursday. I was really stoned with the amount of narcotics that I took in order to get over the pain. Because I didn't have my pain medication, and so yesterday I slept until noon, and about 3 hours later, the soccer ball, or the football game started here. So there was no way I could have done any readings here because the whole house was full of men shouting and drinking beer, and there was no way that I could actually have some peace and quiet. So I've spent yesterday most of the day listening to reviews of the H&M Netflix show. Now, because they themselves call themselves H&M, I feel that it's a good way to address them. Okay, so what can I say about that show? This is a Liecumentory. They are reinventing their own history from even the way that they actually met. So now it wasn't even a blind date. Now it is an Instagram that he saw her on an Instagram post with a dog. There was a time when people would film themselves and put on these funny add-ons. So she had a add-on of a dog face on her, and he saw that picture and he decided that she would be the woman of his life, and he wanted to meet her or to talk to her, and she asked to be able to see his Instagram page, and they started messaging one another, and then they met. And the whole story that they told, Omid Scobie, everything that they told in their own engagement interview, everything was a lie. So if they lied so many times in the past, even to their own friends, so why should we believe them now? And later on, of course, we see the children, and as the Duchess of Montecchio, I think, was very keen-eyed to see that they were pushing an empty stroller, or at least Harry was pushing an empty stroller, while Meghan was going around with Archie on her arms. and I think it was the Duchess of Montecito, and so many lies that it was really hard to follow. And what was really, I mean, they threw so many people under the bus, even Omid Scobie. I mean, they said that so many people lied about them that it was really unbelievable. But the two real things that I took from the what other people told about this Liecumentory, because I have no intention of watching it, is that the two people that they actually really went for were William and the Queen. Now, regarding William, Harry said that he, as opposed to William, was not looking for someone that he could mold into the job. And he was going to marry someone that he really loved, not someone that would fit the bill, someone that would fit the job. But he had a list of requirements. Okay, so how does these two things go together? I don't know, because if you wait to fall in love and you don't care about having someone that fits the bill and fits the requirements, then you don't have a list of requirements. But if you have a list of requirements, then it's not about love, it's about your requirements. So anyway, this was a dig at William, this was a dig at Catherine, and when they did show Catherine, it was like they picked up the day that she looked terrible, because I think it was when right after George was born, and she probably had a sleepless night. It was one of the days that she didn't look good. I mean, they had to pick one of those days, and it seemed like they really had it against William and Catherine. And he actually said it in so many words that William and Catherine were not in love, that William was not in love with Catherine, and he did not marry her out of love. So this shows really bad problems between those brothers. So I decided to use Sasha Graham's spread that is called Sibling Issues, and it is the 8th of September's spread, and to look into that. At first I thought about using the double pentagram, and then I decided that if I will wait for this next installment of the Netflix Liecumentory, and if I decide, and if it gets worse, then maybe I will do the double pentagram then. But this is an easier, let's say, spread than the double pentagram. So let's start by saying my disclaimer. And first of all, I'm going to put my email in bold letters in the start of my disclaimer box, so you can all find it, because I understand that most of you cannot find it in the disclaimer box, so it will be very easy for you to find. I have to say that except for a message I received from one of the winners in the comment section of that message that I put of the winning, she did not reply to me in my email. She did not send me an email, although I did send her, I didn't put the email in my reply comment. So today, later on, I will do a draw for 2 more winners, and I will still save the one that did make contact. I will save her the decks that she wanted, and the two winners that will be chosen today. I really hope that you will contact me as soon as possible, so I can send you the decks, and I can and you can enjoy that. Okay, so before I start the reading, this is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourselves. Okay, so now let's clear the deck. Okay, so I want to examine the sibling rivalry between Harry and William. I would like to examine the sibling rivalry between Harry and William. I would like to examine the sibling rivalry between Harry and, William. Let's put this in the middle. Let's cut the deck. Okay, so the first card is the situation. And what can we see about the situation? And we see the lovers. And as I say many times, the lovers is not about love. The lovers is about looking at your life's pathway and looking at all of the things that are in that life's pathway, all of the things that are there, that are not supposed to be there, all of the things that are hurting you, all of the things that are not helping you in your pathway, in your way forward, and taking those out. So it looks like the situation right now is both of them, both Harry and William, decided to cut the other one, each other, out of their lives. Both of them decided that that their brother is redundant, because this is what this card speaks about. It speaks about looking at your life's pathway, looking at the things that are redundant. It's like looking at your closet and looking at all of the clothes that are that you haven't worn for 2 years, and deciding that these are clothing that you will not wear again, and just taking them out. This is exactly the same, just looking at your life's pathway, looking at all of the things that you think that you do not need, that you will not use again, that you will not need again, and just take them out. Meghan has done that with her family a long time ago, when she decided to cut out her father, her brother, and her sister, and we haven't talked about her niece yet, yes? Because I think that her niece, and putting her niece in that Netflix documentary, was a big move of a PR move. And I would love to do a reading about that, but I will ask Samantha if she wants me to do a reading about that before I do that. And so so what I was going to say, so Meghan did that a long time ago. So did Harry. He looked at his life's pathway and he decided that William is redundant, that he can do without William, and he cut William out. And William is now looking at his life's pathway, and he's now deciding that Harry is redundant. And as much as he loved him in the past, William decides right now that Harry is redundant, that Harry is not helping him in his life's way, in his pathway, in his future, in the way that he wants to continue with his life, in his if he ever thought that Harry will be there to support him, so now he knows that Harry will never be there to support him, and now he knows that he doesn't need him. So he knows that he just both of them just this is a complete separation. So this is the situation. Now the next card is, how is Harry feeling? And Harry is, look, I got the Ace of Cups in reverse. Now usually I don't read reversed cards, but this card fell out and I put it in the middle and I put it in a reverse position because I didn't look. And usually I just flip those cards and read them in the upright. But something is telling me that I will have to flip that again, because the next cards will show us that this is the Ace of Cups in reverse. Now, what does it mean? It's not taking the Ace of Cups and saying that all of the positivity of the Ace of Cups is now negativity. No, it is showing us the negative aspects of the Ace of Cups. Now, the Ace of Cups, when it's in the upright, it speaks about flow and renewal in the material world. It speaks about energy of freedom. It speaks about abundance and believing that you deserve abundance. This is about going back to religion, or this is about problems that are getting solved by themselves. This is about a person that is finding love. This is about surprising or irregular solutions. When it is in the reverse, it is about no belief. This is about not exactly the opposite, but it is about losing your beliefs. So if you have the belief in the past that you deserve abundance, now you do not believe that so much any longer. This is about fears. It's about letting the emotions control you and act without logic. It's about unrequited love, because I really do believe that in Harry's case, I'm sorry, but the air here is so dry that my throat gets dry very quickly. So I do believe that Harry is very much in love with Meghan. I do believe that this is an unrequited love. So this is about unrequited love. This is about a person that is unstable and falsely believing that everything will be okay. He is falling in love very easily, and he is trusting the wrong people. So this feels to me very much more like the picture that we're seeing than the Ace of Cups in the upright. But I will put it in the upright position. Okay, so how is William feeling? And William is in the Four of Wands position. Now, Four of Wands, that is a card of, first of all, someone who feels stability. These are four very stable wands. This is a card that is more about stability, about, you can see the castle behind, and the wands that are stably in the ground. This is about a person that is very much grounded. This is about a person that knows that he is going on a victory quest, but he's enjoying the road. Now, the people here are very much happy and very much celebrating, but the people here are very small. So the people here are not important. What is important is that really, what for William, he right now, he is thinking about himself as the future king, and he knows that in the end he's going to win this. He knows that he's not going to lose in this war between him and Harry. But he's enjoying the road for becoming a king. He's enjoying what he's doing. He's not enjoying the war. He's enjoying what he's doing. So this is about going out on a victory quest, but enjoying the road, not thinking about the results. Now, if we're looking at the relationship between him and his brother, so this is also showing us that he's going to win that as well. So people do not believe Harry's narrative so much as they do believe William, because he shows stability, because he shows that he is grounded, that he has 2 feet on the ground, although we have 4 wands here, but it's like 2 very stable feet on the ground. So people believe William a lot more than they do believe Harry. Now, this card has affinity to marriage, to engagement, and if we're looking about who was getting married because of love, we don't need to look furthermore. Okay, so next card. What does Harry see that William doesn't see? And the card that I'm getting is the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands, that's the aloof knight. That is the knight that is not enthusiastic enough. That is the knight, because of that, he's losing opportunities. This is the knight that is never excited about things, that is someone who starts things but leaves them in the middle because he is having a problem, because he's losing interest very easily. Someone who is, he's exhausting all options. He tends to not see the opportunities, and because of this, he misses them. He's impulsive. He starts things, but he represents danger. And because he is a fire element, it is danger. He is reckless, and this is a card that is also about quarrels, about separation, about restlessness, about self-destruction, impulsivity, impatience. So these things are things that Harry knows, and William not so very well, because apparently William probably doesn't know his brother as well as he should be known. He should know him. And I think that the whole royal family don't know William as well as they should. I think that William, and I've said that before, not William, Harry. I think that Harry, and I said that before, is a severe case of attention deficit disorder. I think that if he had been treated correctly as a child, he would have been better at school. He would probably gone to university as well. I think that probably most of the reasons and most of the problems of him being the Knight of Wands is because of his attention deficit disorders. This is very much a card that represents a person that suffers from attention deficit disorder. And I think that the big negative or the big failure of all the people that treated him up until today is that none of them said that to him, and none of them gave him the treatment that is very easy to treat. And if he had gotten the treatment, we wouldn't have been in the situation that we are today. Now, I have to tell you, I have a son who has attention deficit disorder. When he was diagnosed, he was 8 years old. And he said to the psychiatrist that examined him, I have 3 children inside of me, and I cannot be the child I want to be. And she told me then that she doesn't remember in all her career a child that young, he was 8 years old, that young, describing attention deficit disorder so well like he did. And just imagine feeling this way most of your life, feeling that you have 3 people inside of you. You want to be the good one and you cannot. You want to be able to follow 3 things through. You want to be able to manage to succeed, but you cannot. You just cannot, and this is not your fault. So this is something that Harry probably knows. He knows it because he is feeling it, but not because somebody actually told him. And William doesn't know because their family never probably did the proper diagnosis for William. They never diagnosed him. And it's really a shame because today it's, children like William, they go and I'm telling you that as a pediatrician, they go through all sorts of diagnostic, people like Harry, I keep mixing them up, but people like Harry, children like Harry, they go through all sorts of diagnostic diagnostic tools, and they go through what is called, let me remember how it's said in English, psychodidactic diagnosis. And after the psychodidactic diagnosis, they go through an ADHD diagnosis. And today, it's very easy to go to find those children. And apparently, Harry was not, and that is a really, real shame. Okay, so that is something that Harry knows, and William. Wait a minute. Yeah. Harry sees and William does not. Okay, next card is what does William see that Harry does not? And what I'm getting is another knight. And William sees Harry as the spoiled kid. So this is something that this is interesting because the Knight of Swords, it has two meanings. It's on one meaning of it is the spoiled kid, the one that always wants others to do the work for him. He's never willing to do the work by himself. So this is one angle of him. And on the other angle, or the affinity of this card, is the person that will go out to war and go out to fight into all sorts of wars. So this is what William sees. He sees the fighting side of the Knight of Swords, and he sees Harry as the spoiled kid, the one that will not do things by himself, the one who always wants others to do things for him, the one who misses opportunities because of that, a stubborn person, a warrior, someone who is a warrior, someone who goes out to war, someone who is egotistical, someone who always wants to say the last word, someone who will go out into adversity for nothing. So this is something that William sees that Harry doesn't. Harry doesn't see this about himself, but William sees that, and we all see that. Okay. So the next card is what is truly possible for the two of them. What can we truly see about the two of them? That what is possible for the two of them? And we're getting the Eight of Cups. So unfortunately, the future that is not really very good, because the Eight of Cups is letting go. So letting go is leaving the question, is leaving the battle, it's giving up the struggle. It's just letting go. It's about therapy, and it is maybe William will go to therapy to just, to process whatever went on this entire debacle with Harry. And Harry, if he will go or won't go to therapy, I don't really care. But this is showing that both of them will just let go, they will give up, and there is no possibility of going back. And as the newspaper said today, William is so angry that there is no going back for Harry. So, and this card shows that there is no going back. This person is unable to cross the water once again. And he left behind him 8 full cups. So we see Harry, who left behind him the abundance of the royal family, 8 full cups, because of the mother, because of his mother wound, because of everything that he experienced as a child and as an adult, and everything that he would like us to believe, no matter what, because he's a spoiled kid, because he wants people to do things for him, because he is just a child who never grew up. But no matter why, he left the abundance behind him, and he went to a very rocky road. You can see here that this is a very rocky road. His life is not going to be very easy, and he's going to struggle, and his life is going to be a very long and very difficult struggle. Because think about it, they will have nothing more to sell. They will have no more content. How many times will they be able to change the life story once again? Now will they say that they met in a vacation, or maybe they will say that they met when she was a yacht girl? What will they say next? So, I mean, really, so they will never people will not want to hear them any longer. So they have nothing more to sell. So just think about it. He left behind him all of the abundance and he went away. And William will just have to accept that and let him go. And the last card is, what action can Harry do to heal the relationship? And I'm asking about Harry and not William, because I don't think that William needs to do anything to heal the relationship. So is there an action that he can do? And we have the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is a card of strategy and planning. And this is actually a very good card. It's a yes card. Wait a minute. It's a yes card. And it's a very good card, no matter what other readers tell you. Of course, it has its negative aspects, and its negative aspects are of being conniving and stealing, and maybe most of the people that are telling those, saying those interpretations are telling that based on the way that the person is walking away from the military base, and his face that looks a little bit suspicious. So that is why many people say that he's stealing those swords, but he does leave behind 2 swords. He's not taking all of the swords. So this is mostly a card that is a yes card, and it is about strategy and planning. And why am I saying that? Because I learned the tarot in connection to the mythological story, and that is about Orestes and Electra. And this is a story about Orestes and his father and mother, and there is this prophecy that says that he will kill his father and marry his mother, and his sister is Electra. And wait a minute, this is Oedipus, so I am completely confusing, so wait a minute. Okay, so I went back to my professor's book, and this is around the Troy war, and Orestes was the son of Agamemnon that went to fight in the Troy war. And when he came back, his wife, which her name is I'm unable to pronounce, she murdered him because he gave as a sacrifice the daughter in order to win that war. And their son, which was Orestes, ran away because the mother, was actually she was threatening to kill him as well. Now, so he went away, and he met with a god, Apollon, that told him that he needs to kill his mother. But he knew that he was supposed to do that, but it wasn't an easy thing to do, so he was thinking about that. And in the Seven of Swords, he comes home, and his mother is controlling the kingdom, and so it's hard to get into the palace and to kill her. And his sister Electra is helping him. Electra is not loving her mother and the mother's lover because they killed her father, and her own life wasn't easy after the fathers died because they were very hard to her after the father died. So this is why we have the Electra like we have the Oedipus syndrome, we have the Electra syndrome, which shows that a child is showing romantic love towards her father. So she prayed every night to help and asked for her brother to come back and to save her from her miserable life. And one day it happened. And when when Orestes came back, he proved her that he is her brother, and she told him what the mother and the lover told her. And this only made Orestes more sure that he has to kill the mother. So they started planning how to bring Orestes inside the palace and how to make that plan to kill the mother. So this is a plan to do something bad, but it is a plan and a strategy. And if that plan and strategy works right, then it can become a good thing. So if Harry wants to patch things up with his brother, first of all, he needs to start thinking clearly. Because one thing about the sword's suit is that it is about thinking clearly. It is about thinking with your head and not with your heart. And one thing that, for example, the Three of Swords, it is three swords that are piercing the heart, because it is about killing emotions. And this is what the sword's suit is all about. It is about not thinking from emotions, not being about emotions, being about pure common sense and thinking from your head and not from your heart. So first of all, Harry will have to start thinking from his head and not from his heart. And he will have to start making a very good strategy and a very good plan in order to go back to the good side of his brother. So without using the bad sides of this card, which are conniving, which are manipulations, which are using disguise, which are trying to steal, which are trying to lie. All of these things will hinder his abilities to win this. So if he wants to patch things up with his brother, this is what he needs to do. Okay, so that is the tarot. And since I'm sure that William would love his grandmother being here alive, I've decided to take an oracle card from the Legendary Ladies oracle deck, that I'm sure that if this deck will have a second edition, the Queen will have a card in this, but I think that he will have to do with what we have. So I'm going to ask for an advice from a legendary lady for Prince William. Okay, so let's clear the deck. Okay, advice for Prince William. Advice for Prince William. Advice for Prince William. Okay, the card that I'm getting is Aphrodite, which is passion. And let's see what does Aphrodite has to say about this whole debacle. Wait a minute. Okay, the goddess of love. Aphrodite teaches us to own our sexuality and be in touch with material pleasures of the world. Think about what you've been passionate about and let that be a clue to reveal the answer you're looking for. Okay, so this is what the legendary Aphrodite says to William, which means to be more in touch with his physical side, with his passions, with his love, and with the things that he loves, with the things that he enjoys, and to be less about the things that he's not enjoying. And this is it. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.